Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Qatadah bin Kamruldzaman, and here I will present my thesis title, which is Collaborative Tools for Mixed Reality Space. So first of all, we have the problem background. First problem background, we have the tracking problem. So without the correct tracking method, AR cannot be enabled because tracking are used to align real and virtual objects in a single alignment so that both objects can be appear to coexist in the same world. So second problem background, we have the fat finger problem. By having different size of finger, it can provide some difficulty to the user that have fat finger problem, as the touchscreen must not be occluded to allow interaction to happen. The third, we have the motion sickness. So for constant exposure to VR content will result in harmful physical reaction such as eye fatigue, headache, and nausea. Next, we will have the problem statement. Issue with collaborative tool is that how collaborative issue can affect the implementation outcome. Okay, so that's by providing collaborative tools, we can be viewed, visible to all participants in real time, can help to solve the issue. So next we have the mixed reality. So mixed reality is used to describe all media that lie between the poles of AR and VR. AR and VR are two different platforms, so they will need different interaction. So proper interaction is needed to allow both platforms to achieve single alignment for it to work. So the third one, we have the meeting space. Is that meeting space is that by going remote, both users might not communicate the same way as they do when co-located. So remote collaboration are used to enable the user who are far apart to feel like they are in the same environment by connecting them to the same network. So we have the objective here. First objective is to study the collaborative tools, features, and the user interaction between HMD and non-HMD users. The second objective is to develop user interaction for both HMD and non-HMD user. The third is to implement the user interaction into a MR meeting space. So then we have the scope of project. MR meeting space are limited to only one environment. Only two users can connect to the room. This project we use Unity 3D, and then for the HMD user, we'll use Oculus Rift and Oculus Touch for its user interaction method, while non-HMD, the AR, the HMD is the VR. User can use handheld device and touch-based interaction for its user interaction method. Handheld device use a smartphone with Android platform. The prototype run in Windows 10 running in 64 platform. So single marker will be a single RGB marker size A4 will be used for this project. We will go on to the literature review. First is the mixed reality. Mixed reality is a technology that enables the mixing of virtual image with real world and physical environment. So augmented reality is an AR and augmented reality research usually involve providing digital or virtual image information improvement in user-wide representation of the real world. So if you go to the definition of virtual reality is a computer generated. Is a simulation of a 3D image by physical way by using a special device such as HMD. We go on to the VR device. So for our VR device, we will use the head-mounted display. So HMD is used as a headgear without needed to hold using our hand. So there are many HMD type, but for this literature review, we just comparing. We are only reviewing three type of HMD, which is Oculus Go, Oculus Quest, and Oculus Rift. So based on the comparison, as we can see at the right side of the PowerPoint, the figure at the table is that Oculus Rift are better HMD type among the two other device. So this because of this we will use Oculus Rift. So then interaction VR for VR device use Oculus Touch. AR device, handheld device. Handheld device is identified to be the most promising AR device. Smartphone and tablets are light in weight and all the basic hardware requirements for AR are available such as camera, display, GPS and accelerometer, which makes it a very suitable candidate for AR device. So interaction for AR device, we will use touch-based interaction. Collaborative meeting space. For collaborative meeting space, we have VR meeting using HMD, and then we have AR meeting. So for VR meeting using HMD, there will be two VR meeting room which we will use as comparison in this literature, which is meeting room and roomie. So based on the comparison table we have at the right of the right side of the PowerPoint, is that meeting room have more collaborative table rather than roomy. So for the AR meeting, AR meeting, we have special application which we review is an AR or MR meeting room which use HoloLens and Magic Leap. Features of special application including the scribble space that allow user to scribble at any space inside the application will help the user when they want to discuss something which they can illustrate by scribble at the space of the application. And then other features we have is that sticky note. So sticky note is important because we can jot down the agenda and organize the meeting agenda. Okay, then we have the collaborative tool. Collaborative tool is a collaborative tool. When we say collaborative tool, we always say about remote meeting. So remote meeting have become a common feature of everyday work in many industrial and commercial contexts where cooperative tasks are required. So two type of collaborative tool, which is sticky notes and whiteboard. There are two types of collaborative tool, which is sticky notes and whiteboard. So sticky notes implement a shared agenda for the current meeting. This agenda is placed on an empty wall of the room and is visible for all participants. Sticky notes are designed in a way that all participants are informed about the topics of the meeting. Whiteboard, a whiteboard is a simple tools that are visible and can be used by anyone. Contribute to the meeting will helping solve simple problem they are hard to speak fluently. So here we have the figure that shows for the sticky notes, and then we have the figure which shows of the virtual whiteboard. So for the methodology, there are we're gonna talk about Vuforia SDK tracking. So Vuforia SDK is for mobile device which will allow AR applications to be developed. So it uses computer vision technology that will recognize and monitor the 3D objects and planar image in real time. So Vuforia SDK need to be imported into the project asset first to be enabled the API library of the AR documents such as camera, image targets, model targets, and more. So AR marker is tracked by NFT, natural feature tracking technique, where it pinpoints the marker based on the natural features of the image after being converted into a grayscale image. So this gonna talk about collaborative interface. Collaborative interface is an interface that provides shared environment which will bind the users so that they will have common tasks. Two users, which one is a VR user and another one is an AR user. So both users will be connected in a same space to communicate and do activity together. So photon networking will be used to connect both of these users in the same space. When one of the user perform an activity, the other user can view and interact with another user in real-time environment. So this is what we call in collaborative interface. So lastly, we have the expected result. This is what the expected result of the VR interface. We will have the virtual hand. So when the palm up, the UI will pop up, and palms down, the UI will turn off. And then they will have the whiteboard for the collaborative tool. This is the expected AR interface. They will have its UI and then the marker to detect marker, and then will pop up the collaborative tool. And this the collaborative tool. We have two collaborative tools. First is the virtual whiteboard, which the user can interact with another user by illustrating and uh, give meeting more better meeting result. And lastly, the expected result for the collaborative tool, sticky notes. So sticky notes is good because it can schedule the meeting agenda so that everyone can do the meeting on time. So that's all for me. Thank you.